Thank you for joining today's session, which is how to migrate your database into Oracle Cloud. So what you're actually going to learn today would be how to migrate a database to an autonomous database in Oracle Cloud using Oracle GoldenGate as a main orchestrator. Please bear in mind that there will be also a live demo through Oracle Cloud Console. So just if you have an Oracle Cloud account already, just log in and take this journey with us. With no further ado, I would like to present today's speakers and panelists. I'm one of them. I'm Violeta. I'm a program delivery specialist within EMEA TCE organization. I'm based in Bucharest. And today I'm joined by a more technical colleague of mine, Billy, who will actually take you through the main topic, which is how to migrate your Oracle database, to Oracle Cloud. And of course, we have also Piotr, who will help us with the Q&A at the end of this session. So I won't keep you any long, and I will hand over to Billy. Billy, hand over to you now.
Thank you, Violeta. Thanks for your kind introduction. Let me start sharing my screen. I hope you can see it.
Yes, all good.
All right. So, hello everyone. My name is Bilek. All right, I'm a senior cloud engineer at Oracle. Today we will see how DB migration to Oracle Cloud can be done in working example. Okay, this is the part of Developer Cloud session series. So I would like to suggest you to sign up for upcoming events as well in the future. All right, so let's dive into the content. Okay, so let's quickly talk about what can you migrate, all right? And why do you migrate and where do you migrate to, okay? You can migrate almost everything to cloud. Your application server, functions, microservices, database, everything, okay? And there are tons of reasons, which makes you to migrate to cloud, because you want to save some money. A reason could be the cost-wise, all right? Cloud is incredibly cheaper to run than on-premises. Or your company decides to move to cloud completely by end of the next year, maybe. Reason could be the strategy-wise, all right? Or your CTO decided to change the database platform. Another reason of the technology wise. Or your company needed to consolidate database and other resources. It's a reason to reduce the data redundancy and improve efficiency. Or you maybe recently had a really bad case, huge malware attack, and need to avoid that in the future, right? So another reason is the security concern to choose the cloud. So whether your reason to choose cloud, if any reason, right? Oracle Cloud, Oracle can do the best for you, right? So there are certain steps you need to take it into consideration. You need to plan well. You need to check, and you need to validate again. Everything. Your check is actually checked. And you need to book a downtime slot and migrate to the cloud and do some post migration checks. There are lots of things to consider, but we're not talking about that today. All right. So we are Oracle, okay, and customers expect the best database service from us. We offer the large, diverse set of Oracle database services on OCI. So here you can see we have the customer managed database virtual machine or bare metal, all right, or semi-managed Oracle database cloud service, or even Exadata cloud service, or you can choose fully managed and automated solution of autonomous database, right? Any one of them can be your cloud database, and you can migrate your database to any one of these types. Among the list I showed you, the autonomous database is the choice of target today. All right, so that's why we're going to explain a little bit details. So autonomous database is self-driving, as you know, which means most of the daily business operations are covered by Oracle, like monitoring, tuning, and backup. Everything is covered. All right. it is also self-securing, and because, as we know, all data is protected in transit and at the rest using wallets for the connection, using TDE for the data at the storage level, and even the backups also encrypted and secured. It's also self-repairing, which means that the backup strategy is set up to prevent and even repair possible problems in the future. So we didn't even mention how it is easy to clone the environment, which makes development process so much easier and time to go to market faster than ever. Okay, we chosen a different approach than other cloud vendors. How about you use a single database to store all of your database offerings in the same level of security and ease of use in just one connection? All of your database offering means you're storing your document file, even phone calls, messaging, photos, whatever it is. And originally, it requires separate product. Okay, and now in the autonomous database, the converged method, it has a built-in machine learning, native JSON support to tables, and it has blockchain tables nowadays. These are not part of converged database advantages. Autonomous database is converged database. It's just one database, fits them all. All right. So today we will migrate our source database to autonomous database, and I will show you how during the demo part. Okay. And just wanted to mention a few things here because from Oracle, we have so many different migration options to the cloud. All right. So one of the most popular one is our zero downtime tool, which is written and maintained by Oracle to help to facilitate the migration of your databases. It's a tool that packages many of complex configuration, monitoring, and switchover tasks into a simple button click. All right, it's very easy to run because it's based on the GoldenGate for performing database migration, and we will talk only GoldenGate itself in the next steps, of course. So with the ZDM, you can also do both online and offline migration, physical and logical migration process. It is free of charge for 6 months when you migrate to Oracle Cloud Infrastructure. And there are other methods available also, moving MV to ADP. All right, it's basically based on the data pump. SQL Developer, simple tool, free from Oracle. And Arman, which means the Oracle to Oracle offline migration. Okay, and there's a data pump, which is efficient for offline migration too, and there's a plug and plug for multi-tenant Oracle databases, remote cloning, also another choice of migration method. The simplest SQL Loader, all right, could be your choice. Just load your data, all right, and maybe if you want to come from third-party cloud vendors to autonomous database, DBMS Cloud Package can do the most of your migration tasks too. It's incredibly easy to configure DBMS Cloud in the autonomous database. You just choose your source and import everything to autonomous database with just one command. All right. And lastly, there is Oracle GoldenGate, which is the main orchestrator today, as Violetta described. So whether your data source is Oracle or non-Oracle, all right, relational or non-relational, or even Oracle SaaS applications, whatever is your source, all right, GoldenGate has a huge chart of the support matrix for real-time replication from various number of source types. Of course, it also supports many different target types. All right, it can feed your big data, your streaming services, NoSQL data store, cloud database on our cloud, or maybe anywhere else. Of course, Oracle database, many other databases, including MongoDB, PostgreSQL, etc. So GoldenGate can do the real-time migration, real-time data transactions between almost all data sources and target. As you can guess, we're going to do the use GoldenGate in a very simplest and efficient manner from PostgreSQL to Oracle Autonomous Database. All right. So let's talk about GoldenGate in just a few slides, okay? We have two strategic solutions of using Oracle GoldenGate in OCI, Oracle Cloud Infrastructure at the moment. So the first option is that we have pre-built GoldenGate images in Oracle Cloud Marketplace. It is a place where you can deploy Oracle product images and database images and GoldenGate images as a compute virtual machine in your cloud account. Okay, so for the GoldenGate image, there are different options for different databases, different deployment models available for you to start. For example, those of you who are maybe comfortable with the classic deployment, or you would like to manage replications using graphical web interface, there is a microservice available in the marketplace. Okay, this is a way of deploying your GoldenGate. Is fully customizable, and you have to manage trail files, storage size, and everything else by yourself. It's fully customizable, and everything is managed by you. The second option is that you might want to use a cloud native new GoldenGate cloud service in OCI. Okay, it is in fact very easy and less hassle from management point of view. Of course, with some limitations applied there. But for today's workshop, we will use OCI images from Marketplace, and we will discuss about it in the latest slide. We have dedicated another session in September, if Tom maybe corrects it. So that will be, OCI GoldenGate Cloud Native Service, and there is another session is going to happen. So I want you to guys sign up for the upcoming events also. So by that, you can get the most up-to-date information from Oracle. So let's talk about my demo environment today, okay? So we have on-premise PostgreSQL database servers, let's say, all right? And your database connected to the Oracle OCI, okay? OCI Oracle Cloud Infrastructure using VPN and secure tunnel, okay? There you can see OCI region. So I'm going to explain for those of you who doesn't know Oracle Cloud. So I'm going to explain a little bit here. So OCI region is a data center location. Basically, right now we have 23 active region live running, and in the region you have also availability domain terms, which is also data center basically. So some region has multiple availability domains, and some region has just one availability domain. In the domain, you have to create this the Visual Cloud Network. In the cloud Visual Cloud Network, you have your public subnet, okay? And there I have my two GoldenGate machines running to do the migration job. And also there is my autonomous database, which is a target, okay? And you will get this information, how to do this workshop, which I'm going to show you today. You will get it in a link, and you can try it by yourself easily from Oracle Live Labs, okay? There's no need to hide, no information need to hide from you guys. Everything is up there and running, and you can try it by yourself very easily. Okay, so since we're going to do the GoldenGate, all right, I need to explain why am I going to use two GoldenGates. So we decided to add the flow for you to better understanding. So here you can see our on-premises source PostgreSQL database and the target database on the right side. Okay, so we also have two different GoldenGate machines in between them, as you've seen in the previous slide. Okay, because the first one is on the left is the classic architecture, which is the traditional type of architecture, supports non-Oracle. We will use it because we have PostgreSQL, which is not yet supported by microservices at the moment. Okay, so we need intermediate facilitator to do this job. So this is why classic architecture will be involved in here. This is the classic architecture is the most well-known architecture, I would say, and although it can complicate things time to time, the GoldenGate admins know that it's complex, but if you know what you're doing GoldenGate is the most easiest migration tool you would ever find. Then, of course, Microservices architecture has a newer architecture. It has introduced with the GoldenGate 12.3, and of course it supports Oracle Database 90C and so on. So by that means it will support our target autonomous database and other Oracle Cloud Database services such as Virtual Machine Database, Database Cloud Service, Exadata Cloud Service, so on. Okay, so in order to do the complex migrations like PostgreSQL to autonomous, so platform change, we have to use both solutions of OCI. There are multiple data extractions. Process need to be configured, as you can see, and we will send that to the GoldenGate microservices, as you can see from the diagram. Okay. So let me explain these three processes quickly. So first one, X tab. Okay. Here we will be capturing database changes from your source database, DDL, DML, any changes it will capture. These captured files are called trail files, and at this stage, these are stored and kept as locally in the GoldenGate Classic machine. Okay, so then you need to send and apply those captured changes somewhere, right? So XDMP is the pump process. It will ship those captured and stored trail files to the microservices, the remote GoldenGate machine. Okay, so this flow is now ensuring all DB changes captured and stored at microservices and ready to apply it on autonomous database after initial load is completed. Okay, so there is another one. So purpose of initial load is to copy the historical data over to the target database. So more data you have in the source, the longer your initial load could take. All right. So once you run the initial load, it takes the I would say cold backup of your database and ship it to the GoldenGate microservices. So once the initial load done, so you already have this another replicate extract process running and capturing the changes from your source in a live. So you need to apply initial load first in the target GoldenGate, the microservices. Okay, so where you can apply the initial load in the autonomous database, and once the initial load finished, you have to apply the changes happen during the initial load. All right, so it's pretty easy flow that we will run today, and I will keep explaining what I'm doing using this slide also. Okay, time to time I will switch it into the slide. All right, so let me dive into the lab file. Okay, so I hope you guys have are familiar with Oracle Cloud Infrastructure, OCI. So let me stop this just a second, guys. I need to end slideshow. Okay. So I need to sign in to my cloud environment. Okay, so this is the tenancy name, and you need to type the login information here. I need to enter my single sign-on information. Just a second. All right, so my Oracle is so. By the way, guys, do you hear me well?
Yep, it's all good, dude.
Good, thanks. All right, so I need to type in my password. Just give me a second for here, guys. So as you can see, all the migration will be live today, and I hope we will run it smoothly. So I need to enter my single two-factor authentication here. All right, so this is the cloud dashboard. All right, Oracle Cloud dashboard. This is how it looks like. I was mentioning you the regions. All right, so the regions are listed here. We have 23 regions active and running. So I'm going to choose Switzerland, Zurich region for today's workshop, which is the single AD region. All right. Well, and then once you chosen the region, you need to click on this hamburger icon and the menu on the top left corner. There you can see the instances, virtual cloud network, autonomous database, everything. Okay. So when you click on instances, you will see the lab environment which we are going to play today. So you need to choose a compartment. Okay, my compartment is here, and I have 3 instances running. My source database, my imaginary on-premise database is running here, and my GoldenGate for PostgreSQL is running here, and my GoldenGate for Microservices is running here. Okay, so I have 3 instances running in my compartment. And if I click on Autonomous Database, I can see that there is my target database is running. Okay, so what we are going to do is there are some prerequisite steps which you need to do if you actually follow the workshop material. So I done that everything. So I'm not going to show the small prerequisites during this demo today. So we'll jump to the migration itself directly. Okay. In order to do that, so as you guys are developers, you probably need to have a tool to connect, to the cloud environment. So Web Console has built-in Cloud Shell, which is a terminal in the cloud, and very handy. You don't need to use your own computer. You have internet, access to the, you have a laptop and internet access. Done. You don't need to have anything installed on your, machine. I was discussing with with the Tom, if you are actually on vacation, you need to do something, just on the last minute call, you just need to go to internet cafe and log into OCI. That's it, right? Okay, so here is the environment. The Cloud Shell is running. So I need to go to the directory. Okay, let's connect to what we are going to do here. Okay, let me move it up. So right now, we're going to connect to the GoldenGate Classic machine to do these 3 extract processes. Okay, so from this machine to the source, we have ODBC connection. Okay, let me see. So how do you connect? You just need to connect using SSH, right? This is my IP address. Done. I'm in. Okay. Let me actually make it slightly bigger for you to make it more visible. And I need to export my ODBC connection information in the terminal, in the environment, and going to the GoldenGate location, running the ggSCI command like console. Okay. And when you run info all, you would see that my manager is not running, okay? And it is new environment. So we need to do certain things here. So we need to create subdirectories, which actually, working directory for the GoldenGate in order to keep parameter files, keep the trail files, etc. Okay. Now we need to edit the manager port because it is not running. Okay. And it's just like a VI, editor. You just need to click on the I insert button and type it here. So GoldenGate has usually, a standard 7809 port. And Start Manager. Okay, Info Manager. My manager is running. So my GoldenGate manager is running, and so which means that I'm able to do my extract process and everything. Okay, so as I say to you guys, we have this ODBC connection from GoldenGate to the PostgreSQL. So I need to use that connection, and I need to connect to my PostgreSQL database using Postgres user ID and the password Postgres, okay? So I'm logged in, as you can see, Postgres at PostgreSQL Server. Okay, so we needed to create the extract processes in this order, okay? So X tab, the first one, we need to register it, okay? Okay, and what's next? Actually, I need to enable something. I need to enable the supplemental login just in case. Well, it is already enabled there, but just in case you need to make sure, you don't need to, you want to avoid any difficulties in the future. So just enabling the supplemental log for the tables. Okay, now I need to create the parameters of the X star. So it is empty, okay? You will have this this workshop file later, and you can do it by yourself, okay? So I have my extract process, the name, information, the tables of which I need to extract, so to give the information. All right, save it, and now I need to add the extract process. There, my extract is added, and I need to add the trail file information here. Okay, so my trail file will be created in this location as this name. And now I need to run extract process, okay? Okay, my extract is running. So this extract is supposed to capture all the changes while we are doing initial load, okay? So there's nothing fancy here, just a continuous extract process. So it is now going to, be kept locally in the GoldenGate Classic machine. We just need to create another process to ship it them to microservices side. So exactly same steps as we did the first one. Okay. So the secondary extract and the parameter file information. So there, you need to add your microservices address, port, and the microservices, the trail file name. All right, and the tables, everything what area you have it here. Okay, so we're going to send that to this address. And let's add the extract process. And I need to add the information of the remote file with what is the file name. They will be created in the microservices side. So I'm going to give this information, and now I need to run the process. Okay, xdmp. Okay. So far so good. I have 2 extracts running without any issue. Fine. So what did we do here? We have created these 2 processes. All right. These are now capturing the changes happening in the PostgreSQL. Okay. And now the initial load needs to take the data of the PostgreSQL, what you have right now, need to send it here. Okay. And then once it's done and loaded in Autonomous Database, we need to apply the changes while we captured while the initial load was happening. Okay, so the third and last extract, initial load. All right, I'm going to register it. I need to edit the parameter file also. Okay, using same port number, same address, and different name of the trail file. Okay. So it is now being sent. I need to add the extract process. Extract is sources table, which means it's actually initial load. It's a different types of extract process than what we did here. Okay, it's different. Okay, so start init, and info in it, we can see and we can check the information. It is stopped. Why? Because it's done. All right, it captured all the rows from the PostgreSQL, and you can actually get and check the report file by running this command. All right, you can hit the space bar, scroll down. Okay, I have 20-something thousand rows captured from my source database, and it is now actually shipped already to the microservices. Okay, so now we need to connect to the microservices. Okay, so I just need to click enter from here. Fine. Just wanted to minimize it and click on the next new tab. I need to enter the microservices IP address here. Okay, accept the risk and continue. You need to enter administration password. Okay, so I was telling you, the microservices has a graphical user interface, which is actually nicer and easier to manage. All right, and you have the dedicated different microservices running in different ports. You can manage everything, stop, manually one by one. Very easy to manage this one. Okay, so what do we do next? Right now, we need to check this 9023 port because remember we were sending something using this address, right? So we need to check if it's there. Okay. Again. Okay, it's good. So my source database is here and my extract process is running and shipping to microservices, at this address in this trail file, which is good. All right, so now we need to modify the GoldenGate credentials. So we need to configure something, in order to access the Autonomous database. So we need to go to administration server, which is actually a different port. Okay, so it's here and here. So we are in the admin server. So if I go back to the PowerPoint slide, now we are here, the GoldenGate microservices machine. We are in this target admin server where you are going to do the replication using this one. Okay, so extract and replicates. What do we need? We need a replicate process here. So before doing that, we needed to add the GoldenGate credential. As you can see, you already have pre-created allies for your Autonomous database. Okay, it's very easy for you, quite convenient, and you need to modify this parameter with GoldenGate password. All right, I'm just going to type it here and submit, and I need to test that using login database. So you are there and it's connected. Now I need to create a checkpoint table. So this is the checkpoint table using the ggadmin schema, and I'm going to create this table name, the table in the ggadmin schema. Okay. So checkpoint usually holds all the information of the replica process, in case if anything happens during the replication, if it stopped, where to start, where it was, this kind of information checkpoint holds. Okay, we need to scroll back to the overview, okay, and adding the replicate processes. So I was telling you, we did this in this order. Now we have to do it from the bottom to up, okay? So we need to add the initial load first. So we will choose non-integrated replicate because it uses standard SQL apply data directly to the target tables, right? So since the number of the record is not much, we will use this one. So what you need to do is you just need to give a name, init load, well, any name, and you need to choose the credential domain, which was actually what we did in the configuration, okay? So we're going to choose Oracle GoldenGate and the credential alias, and it is checking. So for the initial load, I think we created the trail files, the name IL, initial load stands for, and we need to give the trail subdirectory, okay, and the checkpoint table, ggadmin, okay. So all the information is good. If you have, encrypted your trail files, you just need to add information in this one. So I don't have any security issues here. I can just dive in. So as you can see, parameter file is pre-created or also. Most of the migration you need to map all the table information inside the trail file to the target, the matching tables, all right? So this is all to all right? But if you want to be specific, you can specify the table names, just like I do. So I have 5 tables here, and this 5 table, I just need these 5. In case you want one, you just need to take, the unnecessary ones and leave the one you need. Okay, click create and run button. Hopefully it will run without any issue. All right, so it takes a little bit of time, and as you can see, you can go into the details. All right, so clicking on the report, so it is going to run very soon. And all right, so you can see the statistics now. I'm seeing the countries table with the 2 inserts. All right, if I refresh it, all right, I have parking cities, parkings, payment data. It is now, incrementally, adding. Click on the refresh one more time. It's probably finished. Yeah. Okay, so payment data is finished. Now parking data table is being loaded. All right. Okay, so these are all the inserts which I wanted to do with the initial load. Okay, so we did that initial load, meaning that all the table information, the rows, all the data is in the Autonomous database now. Okay, we can go back to Autonomous database and just clicking on the whole the name of the Autonomous database. I'm going to minimize it for a second, and going to the tools, it has the built-in also the tools in the web. You have Apex, you have machine learning, you have data. This is SQL Developer, right? So I'm going to click on the database actions. I just need to provide my admin username. Okay, so let's see that. So I used the admin connection, but I could have used the parking, the schema itself. Okay, so there you have lots of tools. You can load your Excel data and some flat files and everything. You can load there. You have business models and machine learning features here. You have REST, JSON, Apex, the data model. Almost every tools, handy tools which you need is right here. So you need to click on SQL. It's a SQL web developer. So let me click on the parking. Okay, I have 5 tables. If I click on cities, just drag and drop, you can do the easy the SQL statements here. And you can also load the data using this small tab down here, data loading. Once you clicked on this one, drag and drop whatever the Excel files you have. Okay, so I have execution time is really fast. All right, and I have this the 5 city names and the city IDs and 5 city names. All right, but somehow there is a mistake, a typo here. So there are 2 cities has a different duplicate names and with a different ID, and I need to fix one of them. And these fixes, I will do it in the the source database, PostgreSQL, and those one should be applied and captured, captured and applied in the Autonomous Database side. All right, so how do I do that? I have the update script somewhere here. I just need to restore this one, okay? Running this command. All right, so I need to connect to my Ubuntu instance at this location with using this SSH key and running this script, update script, okay? My internet is terribly bad today. What I can do here, okay. Yes. Okay, so I updated a single row, okay, at this source database. So this one needs to be applied here. So in order to do that, I have to go back here and create another replicate process for the changes we were capturing here. All right, so the changes now captured, it is sent here, but need to be applied. Okay, so we need to create another replicate process for this continuous migration replication. So let's call it changes. All right, we're going to choose the same credential and the same information. But this time, I remember my trail file, we named it PD. All right, so just need to give a different name because it is the PD files there. So trails, again, you need to choose the correct information. Okay, and then I need to add also, if I want, I can do all to all, but I want to be specific. And create and run. Okay, it takes so fast because it's just one row. You can see the details, statistics. You have one updates at the parking.cities table in this database. Okay, so we can go back and check that. Oh, I clicked on the wrong one. Okay, so now my city ID, TAMS, should stand for Timisoara. Okay, and the city ID Plow is Ploiești. So it's now updated. So I have done my, the desired state. So whatever the changes I will make in the source PostgreSQL database will now be replicated in the Autonomous database, which is
Billigit,
right
just one
here.
thing. We went through when we were trialing this. So just on behalf of everybody, I'll raise some of the kind of usual questions that come up.
Yeah.
So the double city name, that's not an error. That's just somebody's making a change live in the system when we're copying the initial load.
Exactly. This is just for the purpose of the demonstration. I just wanted to make a simple mistake. Then need to correct it. Okay.
And what the second process that you're running is taking a continuous feed from
exactly
source.
So thanks for the explanation. So the initial load exported and applied all the the data which was in the source. Now it's in the Autonomous database, and now I'm applying the changes while it was captured. So whatever the changes you might have in the source database, now it will be applied here. So once you are fully comfortable with the the replication process, you need to stop your application connection to the source. You need to stop that and connect to the Autonomous database, the new database. Yeah. So then your migration will be done.
Yeah. Okay. So you've got a case here where if you were doing a kind of a parallel run for a while, you could leave that running, right? Just to keep the source and target in place. Am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So this is one of these cases where if you were just doing, say you were shutting down your source database, or in this case, the Postgres, could be anything, but you would just do your initial load. You might necessarily need to do these changes, but what we're showing you here is there's kind of multiple options available. You can take a kind of do initial load, take a live feed for any update that's going on. So we're kind of showing it at the top end of complexity scale, I guess, in terms of migration. Right?
Yeah, usually in the migration, there are, multiple different types of approach you can do. The one with the continuous replication, because you're not fully ready to migrate to something, but you want the both source and target will be in, the ready sync in, running live, the both, right? But there's some small databases, for example, just one Oracle database, two Orthodox database, what you can do is just take a small backup and restore it, using data pump. Done.
Okay.
If you don't need the downtime, if you have the luxury of downtime, but sometimes, we have this small minimal gap of, 5 minutes of downtime you can take. For those purpose, this is good. This is what we need to do in that direction. Okay.
Cool. Thanks, Matt.
Yeah. So, Tom, I have completed my demo here. If there's any question which is unanswered, maybe I can take a look.
There's a few, and we'll come back in a second. Getting that. I know Violetta wants to cover a couple of things, but we come back.
Definitely.
There is a few I suspended. Mohammed, I know you raised two, I think, but I will come back to that after Violetta's just finished her piece.
Thanks a lot,
Thank
Tom
you.
and Birgit for the presentation and the demo part. So guys, I just want to share my screen for a little while and to present some useful resources that you can use. And then we can jump into survey part and the Q&A part at the end of the session. So there are two handy resources that you may use. First one is our free Cloud Digital Classrooms portal, where you can go to register for any upcoming events. By the way, we host events on a weekly basis, so do keep an eye on the schedule and register depending on your interest. And the second resource is Oracle Video Hub, where we actually going to attach this recording, and you may search for it using the QR code here in place. Next week event is about what's new at Oracle Cloud. So we are going to showcase 5 or 6 new releases in terms of our services. So if you are interested to learn about this service, our service updates, just log in and attend to our webinar next week. Also, there will be on the Oracle Developer Live, there will be an event, namely Simplifying Modern App Dev, which will take place on August 5th. So if you want to improve your skills with technical sessions, hands-on labs, demos, just register using the link below. And some other useful links related to DB migration and upgrade. I've seen that somebody asked for free demo in OCI on Oracle Live Lab. So here is the link that you asked for it, and some other useful resources with links.
Birgit, while people are just filling that in, can I just raise a couple of the questions that came up? You might be able to answer them.
Sure, Tom.
I'm not in any particular order, so I'm trying to. I answered some of them and I've kind of lost them, so bear with me here because I've got to scroll through quite a lot. So GoldenGate installed manually or via Marketplace? I think you might have covered that right at the very beginning, but it's probably worth just clarifying. There's 2 sessions that we're kind of talking about there.
Yeah. So you will get the slides, right? In the slide, you will have this access to the workshop, the demo material. So in the live lab, what we did is, we use the Terraform to create all the infrastructures and the resources using Terraform. So it's just quite automated tool. You just need to run it one single statement, and you have this installation. You can install it manually by yourself, going to Marketplace, choosing different types of the GoldenGate models there. You can choose whatever you want, and yeah, you can do it.
Okay, thanks, man. I know there was another question, the GoldenGate event. You mentioned it at the start. We're looking, I think it's September now, we're looking at a GoldenGate replication event, unless everybody starts screaming, shouting that they want more. By the way, the email that Violet has got on the page there, if you're looking for something in particular, and indeed in the poll, if you answer that, we follow them religiously. So if
thanks a lot for answering our questions. So definitely database runs again.
Yeah, popular.
There's a popularity. Yeah, thanks a lot for.
So we'll take that on board and start. We have our August schedule done and a good chunk of September. So you'll see them this week, by the way. Another question was asked on. I think I've got everybody who was looking for links. There's training. By the way, one of the chaps that we work with, Tori, he's loading this onto the YouTube channels as well. So you'll see this event appear. I think I don't want to put him under pressure, but it'll probably be kind of later on this afternoon, tomorrow. So there's YouTube channels. I suggest you have a look over there as well. Violet, I don't know whether I'm stealing a slide. There is an event on August. We probably should quickly mention. So there is a developer event on the 5th. I think it's the 5th of August.
I've already mentioned.
Oh, have you? I'm sorry, I missed that. My bad. Sorry. Okay, I'll just try and dig myself out of the hole I've just dug myself into and say that everyone should register for that. Okay.
Somebody was asking for a copy of today's recorded session, so you may search for it on Oracle Video Hub using the QR code that we've shared, or typing the name. So it will be there probably later in the afternoon.
One other question that's come in on recommended practices and stuff. Bilgit, have you got anything on that? I think I might have saw something that you had on your.
Yeah, in the useful database migration and upgrade links, which is on the slide, and there I included two links, which is really handy, and you should definitely spend some time to read the blog posts.
Yeah. Okay. Violet, I think we pretty much answered it all. Piotr, thanks for digging us out of a huge hole there. Much appreciated.
No worries. No worries. Anytime.
Oh, sorry. There was one.
Thanks, Piotr.
One thing that did come up. Somebody was saying, was the source on a cloud environment? For the purpose of this demo, yes, it is. But the network, what I said is the networking would be exactly the same. So you're connecting to a server, It just so happens it's easier for us to put it cloud. I think I'm correct in saying that, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just the purpose of the demo, I didn't have any other server to run PostgreSQL, so I just wanted to use cloud environment. So that's it.
Cool. Okay. I think that's it. Cool. Over to you, Violetta.
Thanks a lot, Tom. If no other open questions, I've seen one which Piotr already covered. So if no further questions, I would consider this meeting to an end. And I would like to thank you all for joining this session. If you need a copy of the slide, don't hesitate to contact us at the email address that we have in place, contact-d6-emia_ww@oracle.com. Hope you enjoyed that session, and we are waiting for you on future events. Thank you guys for attending, and thank you, Bilgit, for presenting, and Piotr for answering the question. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.